Hello. There you go. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream today. Warwick tier 3 for 71 months. Thank you so much. Dreamweaver, thank you for gifting. Macintosh, thank you for 19. Laura, thank you for the 41st in a row. Wait, and then another Laura with 47, 46 in a row. Kendall, thank you for the 25th. It's a bit of a cut. It's a bit of a cut. I'm still growing it out, just a little bit of a trim. Josh, thank you for the 8th. It's still pretty long. Jen, thank you for the 9th. Do I have a goal? Yeah, wait to see how long it takes for it to look good. um, we're here to watch Survivor. I'm live on YouTube and Twitch. I gotta say, I'm not really looking forward to the episode. That last one really kind of took a toll on me. Laura, thank you for gifting 5 subs. Hold on. Hold on.
Wow, a 5!
Thank you for the generosity. I'm going to try to keep the energy up. But I did just record the Big Brother 19 retrospective, so I'm a little tired from that. Also, I just got like a COVID shot because I was at the doctor yesterday, and they were like, "You want to get a COVID shot?" And I was like, "Sure." And it freaking knocked me out today. I feel awful. I could not sleep last night. I feel terrible today. It's quite annoying. I usually handle them well. Here's another thing. I spent 3 hours recording a Devil's Plan reaction and then another couple hours editing it. And my fears were correct. I tried to upload it to YouTube and YouTube said, I don't think so. It said, there are some issues with this video. And I said, okay, where are the issues? And it said, almost all of it. And it shouldn't be where are the issues? It's actually where aren't the issues? And there's also 4 episodes, and it took me so long to do one. I just feel like it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to try to do this. I already put so much work into this one. I'll try to keep cutting around stuff, but who knows? The Genius seems to be doing fine so far, so I'll definitely do another Genius one, but I will not have time to do it until probably this weekend. I'm really enjoying those videos. I mean, I enjoyed making. They're just they take a long time. I really need to just like tighten it up. The Devil's Plan is an hour and 20-minute episode, and I spent 3 hours recording it because I basically doubled the time, and I need to chill. I need to not talk so much because it's not sustainable. um, we need to tighten that up. We'll also see, like, we'll see. We'll see what I'm able to do. I imagine that the Devil's Plan one, if I am able to upload it, um, it will probably not feel like the Genius one. It'll probably be way choppier. Um, so we'll see. But I also probably won't be able to get that finished until this weekend or something. So a little behind on all of it. But I mean, it crushed. I mean, the Genius videos did super well. The first episode, the one that I did, it's at like, it's at 21,000 views on my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel has like 8,000 subscribers. um, so that's pretty cool. Like, and there's tons of people in the comments like, "Oh, sick video." Like they don't even know who I am. Like they're just people who found it on YouTube. Like I've never really experienced that with a YouTube video before. Anyway, episode's gonna be starting soon. Commercial by 512. Do 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 do. Queen, thank you for the 16th. All right.
I just don't trust. And I don't trust Mary
This is where we are.
or Star. As much as I want to.
What could this episode do to turn us around on the season? Bears getting the 21st in a row. I need to recline a bit more today. This season, not so great so far. We gotta convince Shaheen. It's just like, this is the exact same thing we did last time. Breezy, thank you for the 16th. feel like she's talking very loudly for such a clandestine discussion. If you didn't catch my explanation at the start of the stream, I've been a little knocked out by a COVID shot. So that plus the episode, not being super excited for it. I just need to lie down a little bit. That's all. I also just recorded like a hour 40-minute Big Brother 19 retrospective. So Sarah, thank you for the 16th. I have not watched the latest Genius yet. No, I probably won't be able to for a bit. Oh. Yeah, no treadmill. I usually do the retrospective live. I'm just busy tomorrow, so I had to pre-record. I should be back to normal by Friday. The problem is I need to be back to normal by tomorrow. Mario, thank you for the 34th. Would they? Because Mitch hasn't been that eager. Yeah, acknowledging Joe as the front runner does feel it feels Like it's possible we were in for a Kyle or Shaheen. More likely Kyle at this point. Kind of snipe. I mean, does this not just feel like the Mary boot edit? Oh boy. Spiteful. What obligation does she have? Oh, come on. Oh, that was so close, but it's a no. Next prediction. Do we get a reward challenge? Oh. Yeah, I mean, like, why not? Why not eat the coconuts? Banana etiquette was heroes versus villains, right? With James. That was just him wanting bananas, though, right? It wasn't him being like, "Well, you're voting me out, as might as well eat the bananas." I think this is overblown. I don't think anybody that is willing to make a move with Mary is going to not make a move with Mary because she ate some coconuts. Mm. Could you imagine? Could you imagine playing the game and being like, "Well, I was going to make this move that I thought was advantageous for me, that I thought would help me win the game. But then Mary ate some coconuts, and I was like, I can no longer advance my own position in this game if it means working with the coconut eater. Kansas, thank you for the 47th. Genmo, thank you for 50 seconds. Avery, thank you for the 8th. Oh, yeah, newest batch of Andor episodes. Incredible. I feel like nobody's watching, but they should be watching. Wait, is she from Calling from Accounts? Hey, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Robot Army. DMV. Oh, we're back. Ooh, this looks like a no. If Shaheen wants a shot, he's got to get involved in this edit quick. Dude, betray those conversations? Is this a dating show? What are we doing? On one hand, I've had some really good conversations with this bachelorette, but around this bachelorette, I just feel like I can breathe a breath of fresh air. Authentic, thank you for the 35th. Listen, I'm making fun, but I appreciate this. Like, these are real emotions, and the game can feel really real to people. Shaheen, yes, I needed you. with the boys. I actually really liked that segment. I thought that was good. I mean, it's downgraded if nothing happens in this episode, but like I thought that was actually pretty cool. I like the three perspectives. The hammock. It did look like she was reading a script when she said that. Wow. Does that complicate things? Yeah, if anything, this makes it more likely that a flip happens. Because if she loses her vote, all of a sudden things get tricky. You're potentially locked into a 3-3 vote, and there's way more incentive to flip on a 3-3 vote. Like obviously, you could try to use the other advantages that you have, but it's still sketchy. So like, it also makes the flip like more defendable. It's not like, oh well, I betrayed the trust of the alliance. It's like, oh well, I didn't want to go to rocks. And thank you, 19th. I'm seeing people talk about a Big Brother commercial, but I'm not seeing it. Okay. There was no reward. Does Eva lose her vote? Yes, no. Um, if we don't find out, I will leave the prediction up until we find out. That's the prediction. How would I rate this season out of 10? I'm not sure, to be honest. I'd have to look at what. I think I've seen a lot of people say it's the worst of the new era, and I think that's fair. But it's not over yet. So, like, it doesn't have to stay that way. Like the thing is that even if, like, let's say Joe does go and he's not the winner, it's like we still spent so long on that story. It's like it's not like him not being the winner redeems it. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, there just straight up have been issues with the edit. It's been way too Joe centric. It's been it's completely neglected a lot of the characters. And Say was a great character, but she was also like there was so much focus on Say in the pre-merge. Uh, Only for her to go out pre-jury, it was like they didn't spend time building up the characters that would be here for longer. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe the season just sucks and they wanted to milk the most out of their most entertaining character, which I would understand to some degree. But all right, we're back. All right, 7 players. Knowledge is power for Eva. I'm gonna play my knowledge is power on myself. No, you genuinely could use this though. You could give somebody an advantage and then take it back from them at an inopportune time. That could actually be a pretty decent move. I honestly, what are the stakes for this? You know what I mean? I feel like I'm not interested in whether she wins or loses. It does kind of matter, but like it mattering feels too nebulous. The stakes are the prediction. Yeah, there you go. Man, her feet are so dirty. That'd be tough for me. That's 4. Wait, she's risking more for the knowledge is power? I mean, I talked about it being a fun move, but like it's not worth the risking your vote. Is there's not enough value to the knowledge is power. Oh, is she gonna stop now? How did this get left in the edit? You guys all want that shit. I already have all the advantages. I mean, that would have been entertaining if it were like Mary, you know what I mean? She would have had to go for it, and then she might have been able to steal an idol, and it would have been. Allie, thank you for the 40th. Oh boy. Um. All right. Did Eva lose her vote? No. Immunity? Um. The thing about Shaheen in this position, he's in this sort of classic position of having sort of overrated his own positioning. At least that's what it appears to be. Um, he might be right. Maybe he's played a better game than Joe. Maybe. But when you turn people down, when they say Joe's the biggest threat, we need to take him out, and you go, I disagree. You are changing the status quo. Maybe there's a world where you go to the end with Joe and you have a shot at beating him. But if you are the person that enabled Joe to get to the end because you refused to turn on him, then the narrative can very quickly shift to, we warned you, Shaheen. You thought you were in control the whole time, but the reality is that Joe convinced you to take him to the end when we all told you you shouldn't. That's the danger. I understand the reluctance to like make a big move. Like if Shaheen flips solo here without the support of Kyle, it's not a good play for Shaheen. It's just not. Um, it puts him in a bad position. Um, because he just becomes the tallest head in the grass. You know what I mean? He'll just get cut down. It's what happens in every single New Era season. Um, but that doesn't mean that he should be thinking, "Oh, I could totally go to the end with Joe," despite the fact that people are telling me I can't. It's thank you for the 37th month. I also feel like because of last episode, I'm like even less willing to come along with the story they're telling because it's like, well, we haven't even seen immunity play out. All right. We do, in fact, have the immunity challenge. At least I think this is the immunity challenge. Come on in. Quite an accomplishment. Immunity, yes. Who wins immunity? Joe, Eva, Kyle, Shaheen, Camilla, Mitch, Mary. Oh, the Arch. No Banu this time. Sushi. What's funny is that like I would hear that list and be like, I'll take it. Although to be fair, I literally only heard sushi and chocolate cake and nothing in between. Chicken teriyaki and noodle. Oh, yeah, all right, that's pretty good. I'd be pretty excited about that. This is a fun version of a balance beam. I don't think it's quite as like visual friendly as a normal balance beam, but from a playing it standpoint, it's nice to see something new. A second. Ooh. Nuance, finesse, touch. It looked to me like Shaheen was very smartly aiming for the section of the speed bump that was the lowest, like that had the most amount of dirt covering it, so that there was a smaller bump. That was a funny shot of Camilla in the background of Mitch doing the puzzle. But there's a G. It's one word, right? Oh, they showed us. It's unforgettable. I mean, they completely negated the entire physical portion of this with the word scramble because they can all just look at the word. Looks like Camilla has it. Oh, wait, they're different on different sides? Oh, I see. They have to match on both sides. Joe's not close. Mitch is not close. Camilla's about to win. It's not correct. Wait, what? Got fun betrayal? Got fun betrayal. Truly not since Technotronics and Kaltoru. Oh, Kyle. Is it right? I couldn't see. Unforgettable. No, he did unforgettable. Camilla's been right the whole time. She just hasn't been able to lock it in. Oh. Wow. This has to be Kyle's then. He just has to switch 2 letters. Mitch is still nowhere close. He still can't see forgettable. There he goes. They're really setting this up like it's Joe's boot. Or Eva's, with her helping. Joe's about to win, though. Camilla! I have a bigger ape index. How is Kyle not in this? Joe's in. Joe won, no? Unforgettable. No, his eyes are different. Joe, wait! No! I'm wrong. You're wrong. That was funny. That was a fun challenge. Camilla winner edit, maybe? Mary. Sorry, I forgot that Mary's eaten the most of anyone there. I'm picking Eva. What reason? Has she given up on the flip? Why put your two flip votes, your two swing votes, Kyle and Shaheen on a beach with Joe. Oh, they're going. Oh, they're all going back to camp. Spinner, thank you for the 41st in a row. I feel like Joe's barely been in this episode. It's just been people talking about him. All right. I will be back. All right. We got 30 minutes left. Almost there. I got to do a new prediction. Oh, no. I got to finish this. Camilla. Huge results. Next prediction. Does anyone say loyalty? I will accept loyal. I will accept loyalty. I think those are the only two I will accept. Unless anyone can come up with any other versions of loyal. Loyalties, yeah, that's fair. Loyalties, loyalty, loyal. Those are what I will accept. Can be in confessional or in person. In real time. Loyal from Wheel of Time. You know what? If someone says loyal from the Wheel of Time, that will also count. Chantel was on the Big Brother 19 podcast. I'm actually struggling to keep my eyes open a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Could you imagine how dull this episode would be if they didn't vote out Joe or Eva? All right, we're back. I will say, like, all of a sudden to me, Camilla's story feels like it fits the themes of the season so well. Weak versus strong, play hard versus be loyal. She was just so absent for so long. God, fun betrayal. Oh, it felt great to not have to play the game while I'm on the game, you know? While I'm on the show. God, fun betrayal. I mean, it's an interesting use of the term my. I might have worded it. I might play Stars Idol. I think the frustrating thing about these episodes is that like it feels like we're starting where we are an hour in and we're exactly where we started this episode. Sardonic, thank you for the 15th. Don't get weird. It's again, it's like we're just reiterating all the stuff we've already done. I'm a lawyer. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't listening for loyal. I feel like I heard it though. I feel like I heard it. Oh, you know what? I did hear lawyer. That might have been what I was hearing. I'm seeing no loyal. Kyle said Camilla is loyal. Oh boy. I might need to refund. I don't think there's a way for me to confirm. That's my bad. I was ambitious. I was ambitious with that prediction. I shouldn't have been so ambitious. We're gonna refund. Um, next prediction. Are we doing tribal next? What are we doing? Whatever. We'll just do who is voted out. Is it Joe, Eva, Shaheen, Kyle, Camilla, Mary, Mitch? Oh, we're back. Star confessional. Oh, we're not going to tribal. A little bit of Russell Hantz, a little bit of villain. I love her trying everything. Throw a vote on someone else. Wow, he's shook. I don't I don't get what the purpose of this conversation is for Joe. Is he trying to get permission to write someone's name down? Cool as a cucumber. What a crash and burn for the Joe edit. Even if he survives this. Shandy, think of the 15th. The problem I have is that it feels like they just went from it's Joe, Joe, Joe all the time to like, okay, you got us. It's Camilla and Kyle. It's like, why can't you just have a balanced edit? You know? 73% think Mary goes. 18% think Joe goes. 9% think Eva goes. It does. So the thing is, I feel like they've tanked Joe in terms of a winner edit, but this does feel a lot more like a Mary Boot edit. Um, but the problem is that I don't know how that fits in long term because like if they've tanked Joe and he doesn't leave, then like what has been all this setup with Kyle and Camilla? Like who are they setting up at this point? But like where do you go with Mary? I guess they needed to show some of that Mary stuff. But like would they show that segment if Joe's the winner of him being berated for being so insecure? In terms of who is left with a positive edit, it's Kyle, Camilla, and Mary. Camilla and Mary have had long periods of inactivity. Mary even more so. Kyle hasn't been like always positive and he's had some really bad reads. But at this point he's like the cleanest person left edit wise, I feel. Shaheen's been present, but he's just so consistently dunked on in the edit. All right, 15 minutes left. They are the worst 15 minutes, but you know, we'll get there. I keep thinking it's about to start. All right, here we go. Tribal Council. What? Why are we talking about home? I'm sorry. I started playing Into the Breach. It's a good game. I feel bad. This is a nice segment. I haven't played Claire Obscure. Is that it? Wasn't it like something 33? I don't know. Should I buy the phase cannon? It seems like it's just as good as the regular cannon, except it has phase. You know what I mean? Oh, I really thought we were close to being over. This is like the end of the Lord of the Rings. I mean, I'm honestly of two minds. I feel like this has been such a classic Mary Boot episode, but at the same time, they tanked Joe so hard that it's like, where does Joe even go from here? Let's tally the vote. I've covered the chat. All right, let's sit up. Here we go. Read the votes. One Mary. There should theoretically be 2 to 3 Marys. There should basically be no other Joes. Unless it's Joe. Give me a third Mary before you go another Joe. That's the suspenseful way. Yep. So now it's either Mary's gone or it's Joe. Music is telling me it might be Mary, but it could just be leading. It's Mary. What's happening? What? Why is he? What is he doing? I can't stand. You wouldn't. You would just be looking at my midsection. I'd have to move the desk. And sometimes if I move the desk, it messes up the audio, so we're not gonna do it. But man, I wish I could stand. What is this? He looks like he's going to murder someone. Okay. So many thoughts. One of which is I cannot believe we just spent another entire episode on voting Joe out, only for him to not be voted out again. It's the same story over and over. However, even though he wasn't voted out, I do feel like this was a serious hit to his edit. He still might be the winner, but like It was definitely a brutal episode for many reasons. One is that he got dunked on for his attitude. He came off pretty poorly. And I think the episode tried to get the audience to root for his elimination. You generally don't try to get the audience to root for your winner to lose. So I think Joe stock just tanked like tariffs were just announced. You know what I mean? Um, Camilla and Kyle, in the meantime, their stocks have rebounded a bit. Like tariffs were just like we were just told that tariffs were actually never mind. We're not going to do those except for specifically with China. However, they didn't get their way this episode. I feel like you're kind of disappointed in Kyle for not following through, but you're also disappointed in Shaheen for not going through with it. So who are you happy about? Who are you happy about? Maybe maybe it is just Camilla. If Joe had been voted out here, I would have said Kyle, far and away, best edit. With Joe staying, I feel like it might be a Camilla now. Hold on, we got next time on. Shaheen flipped. They're gonna try to flip him on Shaheen. Um, Interesting preview. It seems like Kyle and Camilla, because I've been wondering why we had that whole segment earlier in the season about Kyle and Camilla trying to take out Shaheen. It lasted for so long and then just disappeared because Kyle and Camilla got into a bad spot. But it seems like they're going to try again. But here's my read of the next time on. They showed Joe seemingly not believing it, which implies to me like he might believe it. Because they're not going to show us the entire story of how it plays out. You know what I mean? They're not going to be like, so Kyle and Camilla lie about Shaheen, but Joe doesn't believe it. There's our episode. Like, if he didn't believe it, they would have showed us him believing it. So we could have a Shaheen boot. It'd be a little strange because I feel like he's probably third in the power rankings of winner edit. And so for him to go there just kind of makes the finale, the end game, like even more locked. But that's what it was last time, actually. Remember? Like Rachel was just like a foregone conclusion for the last few episodes. Um, Listen, I think that episode was better than last week's. I think there were some genuinely good moments in it. Um, it was pretty frustrating how sort of samey it was, but Joe's winner edit being tanked does add some intrigue to the end game that wasn't really there before. I still take a lot of issue with the season up to this point, and I still take issue with this episode in general. But you know, yeah, I cleared that low bar at least. Last episode was just like really bad. If Kyle and Camilla try to pull off a lie to sink Shaheen, I think that sounds pretty fun. So we might have a fun episode next week. All right. Anyway, that's what we have this week. I'll be back next week. We're nearing the end. It's I would imagine we have one more episode before the finale. Because it'll be final 6 and then finale is usually final 5 on. In the meantime, check out the YouTube channel. I've got a couple of Genius Game UK reactions. It's a new format where I'm sort of watching the video and reacting in real time, and you can see it. I tried to do one for Devil's Plan, and the copyright demon told me not like this. So I will work on trying to see what I can do there, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. I will hopefully do another Genius one at some point as well in the next few days. But I appreciate all the great feedback and stuff. It's been pretty cool. I think that's about it. Check out all the scripted stuff we're doing. Last of Us, Andor really had like genuinely one of the best episodes of TV I've seen in a long time. And Last of Us has been good. Check out the Tastemakers, you know, all of that good stuff. That is funny. Somebody did ask me if it's or Andor. It's Andor, one word. All right, I'm gonna go continue to try to recover as much as possible. And I will see all of you later.